All right, everybody, welcome, and you are live with the managers, and we're here to give you all of the fantasy football tips and tricks to get your roster on top of your league. I'm joined, as always, by the maker of fantasy points, the reigner of Hail Marys, the running back guru himself, and that is the maker of chaos. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I almost had it. If I didn't have injuries, I would have won this past week.
Well, you know what they say. You can only become wiser from the losses, right? That's where you learn the most.
Mhm.
That's where you try to strategize. That's where you get uncomfortable. It's where you make moves. That's where you make trades. So hopefully things work out for you. You're still very high up on the league, so I think the outlook is overall well for you.
Yeah, I held my third place. That's what's important.
Exactly. So some of us are still vying for that top three, but we'll see what happens this week in week seven. Is week seven halfway point? I know I was gonna look this up, but I know fantasy, like the regular season, must stop around what, like 12, 13? I'll have to look that up, but we must be around the halfway
Oh,
point soon.
we're getting there.
My wife just
Week
said that's good.
week seven is the at the end of week seven is the halfway point because for at least until the playoffs. Playoffs are week 15, 16, 17 for our league.
That's right. So
So
halfway
yeah.
there, make the moves you're gonna do. The waiver wires are looking quite empty. Most of you have executed, and hopefully you got what you wanted. But this week, we're here to talk to you about the matchups. And this week on Thursday, we got a matchup that seems all too predictable. But is it too predictable to be a sure thing, or is it, you know, a lure? What do you take, the Cincinnati Bengals or the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers at the helm?
I don't know. I think this is going to be a closer matchup because I think Joe Flacco has been doing well with the Bengals, and at the same time, the Steelers defense has been playing well. They're 4-1, so they've been holding on to it.
Well, in a one QB league, are any of these a start? Is Joe Flacco a start? Is Aaron Rodgers a start? I mean, for me, I would say, especially with some buys, with some injuries that have been going on, Aaron Rodgers is definitely a start, but I'm staying away from Flacco's performance just for now. He did throw over 200 yards. However, 45 attempts and 29 completions just scares me. Don't get those interceptions, please. But I don't know about Flacco. He's still a wait and see for me, especially in a one QB league.
Same, yeah. I don't know how he's going to hold up throughout the whole thing. He played well last week, but yeah, as you said before, we want to wait and see. Against Green Bay, they held their own.
Well, there we have it. Aaron Rodgers, are you starting him or are you sitting him in a one QB league?
In a one QB league, I'd say, oh, it's against the Bengals. Uh, I'd say if this was Dallas, I'd say I'd play him, but um, or against the Titans. But no, with the reinvigorated Flacco, I'm a little wary. I wouldn't play him.
Well, there we go. Is there anybody you would play in this game at all? We have running backs Jalen Warren and we have Chase Brown. Are any of these a start for you? Obviously, Chase Brown has not got that much work all throughout the season. And it's just not a season where the Bengals are moving the ball that well.
Um, I think Jalen Warren could be a potential flex spot, like maybe, but he is not like he's not going in my RB slot. I'll say that. Um, Same with Kennedy Gainwell. There's going to be some run game against the Bengals. To what extent, it's tough to say because Pittsburgh likes to spread it out. Chase Brown, I sadly it just doesn't feel like he's that score pointer, or like he's not scoring great lately. So in terms of running backs, I don't know if there's any like solid options here. Um, but if we look to the wide receiver list, I would say Jamar Chase and DK Metcalf are definite starts for me. Um, as of before, the defense is weak against the Bengals, so I'm hoping to see a lot of yardage by DK Metcalf, and same with Jamar Chase. Some good catches by Jamar Chase.
Yeah, the Bengals are amongst the worst when it comes to stopping the pass and stopping the rush. So I definitely think the Steelers are going to take some advantage as well there. However, the defense on the Steelers is also not too great on stopping the pass. So definitely highlight for Jamar Chase, like you're saying there. He is being consistent with a high volume of targets, and why would this game be any different? So Jamar Chase is a start, and same with Metcalf. Are any of these, do you think this is going to be any type of shootout? Do you see the other wide receivers coming into play, or are they safer on your bench this week? For me, I would definitely say safer on my bench. I'm not looking at a Roman Wilson. Um, I'm not looking at these other guys like a T. Higgs. They are definitely just staying on the sidelines for me this week.
T. Higgins could get some looks just because I think if the Steelers defense targets Jamar Chase, it might open up Higgins more for catches. But I mean, that could be any game. So Higgins is a gamble. Like if you're in a tight spot, I'd say maybe play Higgins just in case he gets that touchdown pass, or scores a sneaky catch.
Hey, what's up? We have Ezekiel Raouz, if I'm saying that right, saying Watson and Coker, who is a better stash? Well, Maker is the
Ooh.
man of the stats, and right now it is processing in his brain Watson or Coker,
So,
and we're gonna take a look at those right now.
well, I was gonna say like, yeah, Jalen Coker's coming back from IR, so uh, that's a tough one. And Christian Watson coming back, I do worry as someone who owns Golden. I am worried he's going to take some of that share. Um, I'm going to say Watson just because. Um,
Somebody's having to decide who to
no,
drop on their IR, you know?
I keep I keep forgetting that Watson, Green Bay specifically, they like to throw it around, so it is tough to gauge who's going to be that high scorer for like wide receiver position. I think Coker might be it, but Tero McMillan's been doing really well. Um,
Yeah, for me, I
uh,
feel like Green Bay is the higher ceiling, higher opportunity, higher point scoring game, better chance for the wide receivers to be shared when it comes to touchdowns, where Coker is going to have to come in, compete with McMillan, and compete with Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard, which are both receiving and running backs. I mean, with not as many touchdowns to go around. So to me, it seems like Watson would be the better stash, but you're the stats and analyst guy. You tell me.
uh,
Final decision.
I just think Tet's too big of a player, whereas like I feel like there's room for that one player in Green Bay. I know Tucker Kraft gets a lot of their work, but yeah, I'd probably lean Watson personally. It's a tough one. It's really close.
Absolutely. Man, so many injuries. You got to switch them around. I honestly feel like if you drop both of them, I don't see that much of an appetite for these guys getting picked up. Um, However, we are seeing that Coker practices in full on Wednesday to make a season debut in week 7. What? Should he be on the
Hey,
radar? And
hey,
Watson,
no comment.
Yeah. Sounds like Maker's got somebody on his charts, and when at the beginning of this he was like, "Yo, I'm not putting any money down this week."
I mean, at the same time, I think if you want to look at the lineups for the rest of the week, or not the rest of the week, rest of the season, I do know that the Panthers have a pretty decent one. Uh, Jets this week, Saints, Atlanta. But then it is a little rough right there. Yeah, it's a tough call.
Well, there you have it. Maker is putting money on Coker on the waiver wire this week, so I think that
Nope.
that is the final decision.
I, I I have Golden. I'm happy with Golden. I'm gonna stick by him. I'm not gonna grab Watson. So feel free to take him, Rue, if you see him.
All right, let's talk tight ends. Jonnu Smith on the Steelers. Is he playable this week? 69% of snaps last week, but only
No.
4 targets. And he's coming off a week where he had 25. He's never really done anything more than 30 yards in one game. He scored 1 touchdown this year. He does not seem streamable to me whatsoever. And they seem to be splitting up their tight end work with Pat. So I don't think these tight ends are streamable even in a flex spot. And they're
No,
really
yeah, no,
dividing it
that's
up.
that is the problem. Like as you said before, they're splitting work. It's tough call because you don't know who's going to get the catches, who's gonna get the work. John has been like at the beginning of the season, I did like him as a tight end. And I do think they're gonna score someone's gonna get some passes with the Bengals. Um I wouldn't pick him up. He's just too inconsistent for my blood.
Noah Fant used to be a streamable option last year. This year, I don't think he's getting the volume that makes him playable. The only one who seems somewhat interesting, which may be a stash and C, Darnell Washington, getting a lot more volume, making some decent use with 20 yards per carry on his last attempt with 3 receptions. So pretty decent amount of yards there with over
Mm.
50. So and he seems to be in a lot of the snaps the past 2 times the Pittsburgh's gone out. So I would keep my eye on Darnell Washington.
He's one to watch for sure. I mean, like the as you said, the usage percentage for him is really high. So um, I did also want to mention with the tight end spot for the Bengals that Gesicki is on IR. So
Ouch.
he's going to be out. So Fant, I do think will get work. Um,
They're gonna split it up between Fant and the other guy, right? They're playing him as well. Sample. Well, they're only playing,
yeah,
a sample of Drew.
they're going to sample him, see how he does.
Yeah, other than that, there's no go-to guy for their tight end team. I mean, even Tanner Hudson was on the field for 25% of snaps and received 5 targets and 4 receptions. It's like, who do you trust on the Bengals?
It both teams I feel like are a tough team to like solid put money down. This is a player to play for your fantasy teams. Aside from DK Metcalf and Jamar Chase, at least in my eyes, I don't. Uh, I wouldn't like if I had other options. I would probably start leaning towards them. It's always the pros and cons. It depends who you have, your matchup, and stuff like that.
And there you have it. Steelers are definitely a streamable defense this week up against the Bengals, but other than that, I wouldn't play the Bengals against the Steelers. All right, next matchup we have on the wire. That's the Jaguars.
And who have been playing well.
I'm playing a
Yeah,
little
it's
too
it's
well. Look at that. #1 defense on Sleeper. What? How is that possible? Who has them? Somebody's has to have them. I can't check mine
I
because I don't want to reveal my things. But Los Angeles Rams, they're up against, so it's not an easy matchup. Obviously, they both
no.
have the same record, 4-2, 4-2. The odds actually have it to the Rams winning this week. However, it's going to be a close one. The experts are divided. However, more people are leaning towards the Rams. The
Yep.
defense and offense coming out of the Rams is much stronger, but the Jags have just been putting on performances. So, that being said, Trevor Lawrence, is he streamable this week? QB number 14.
I mean, if it's anything like the San Fran game that the Rams played earlier this season, it could be a high scoring affair and a close matchup. So he I would definitely think about putting him in. It like if there's obviously the top QBs that I would play like right now. Like Drake May is killing it. I'd want him playing him or Lamar. If Lamar's back, I think Lamar's a good option that I might pick over him. But the Ravens have been playing horribly, so he'd probably Trevor Lawrence would probably be in my top 12 picks, I'd say. So it's a tough one.
Plus, look at that hair, right? Trevor Lawrence, last game, he threw for 258. Game for that, he threw for 221. Game before that, 174. This man is consistently
Yeah.
throwing around 200 or if not more. On top of that, he's running the ball. Ran for 54 yards week 5. And he is a machine. Definitely one to look out for. I think he's the reason why they're 4-2. And you want to watch out for him. 42 attempts, 27 completions, 2 touchdowns for throwing. So he's definitely streamable. But what about Stafford? Man's an absolute beast. He has been throwing, I feel, just as much, if not more. What is this? Week 5. This guy threw for 389 yards. I mean, at that point,
Yeah.
like, what you gotta like donate your arm to medical research at that point. Holy crap!
That's where I'm saying like if this is like a big scoring affair, Matt Stafford may be a good pick to play. Because like it seems like whenever he has at least these tougher matches against the Colts, against San Fran, um, he does throw a lot. And like as you saw, like 375 yards, 389, 3 touchdowns in each game. Um, the downside is will Puka play? Well, Puka's out, I believe. Uh,
Yeah,
um,
Puka's out,
is he
and
on,
I
I
believe
forgot
it's
if he was on IR.
multiple weeks. Questionable.
Uh,
So he did not practice on Wednesday. Um, so he's only questionable. He's not on IR. So that is hopeful.
yeah. So that's another thing. If he has Puka Nakua playing that week or this week, I think he's going to be a great pick.
Considered day to day right now.
It's not a good sign that he didn't practice today. I
Not to
would.
mention, it looks like this game is the London game. Am I correct? I could be wrong.
Uh, that
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
is. It is. It is.
Is it
I
early
just
morning?
confirmed
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So it's tough to say whether or not they'll just rest him, other than ship him back and forth on a plane.
Yeah.
But hey, we will wait and see. It'll be day to day, so make sure to tune in to Puka. But definitely Matt Stafford is one to look out for. Man's a beast when it comes to throwing. Also, he looks like Elon Musk had a baby 38 years ago and never told anybody. Man is a spitting image. Holy crap. All right, so let's get on to the next one. In the running backs, we got Kyrene Williams, who looked to be on a touchdown streak. However, he was on an absolute drought the past couple of weeks, but still getting a ton of work. Last week, he was able to get another touchdown. what do you think for him this week? Obviously, he is a machine getting in tons of work. I would definitely say you're putting him on your RB 1 or 2 slot.
Um, Kyron, yeah, he's just done well this season. I would have him. Ooh, yeah, he'd be probably my second RB slot. So yeah, he's up there. Um, he's one of the reasons why I lost last week. So thankfully I don't have to play against him.
Now,
Um,
Jaguars are going to be tough against the rush, so if you have other options, you may want to consider that. Right now, they're 8th in the league for defense, so against the rush, so definitely one you want to consider there.
fair point. Yeah, it's. I still think. I mean, he's consistent even against tougher defenses. He's done well. Um, Colts, he got 19 points. Texans have a good defense. He got 19.5 points. He's still a good option to play, even against a tough defense, I'd say.
Now, the other running back, I want you to think long and hard before you make any comments here. Tra- Travis Etienne for the Jaguars.
I think Etienne is a good running back. He played really well at the beginning of the season, but I think he'll play decent. I don't think he's gonna like outshine. He's a great flex RB. Like if you want a really good consistent points for your flex spots in fantasy, I highly recommend him. He's not as good as Kyron, in my opinion, but I do still think he's a good running back.
He suffers from the fact that Trevor or Lawrence just loves to throw the ball, right? So their running game kind of takes secondary. However, a good running back is going to get a consistent amount of touches. 17 touches last week, the week before 16 touches, the week before 21 touches. So when you get that much volume with the ball, there's only a matter of time before you make something happen at this level. So he's definitely one to play every single week in the position he is. And yes, Callie, I would not have traded him for Bryce Young. All right. So we getting on to the wide receivers now. We got Puka, Devontae, and Tutut. So is Devontae Adams your playable wide receiver for the Rams this week if Puka is not up and running? He seems to be the number one guy I think I would be throwing to. No worries. Yes, so Devontae Adams definitely going to be wanting to look at him this week. Hey, what's going on? NLT Brisky. Should I drop Charbonnet for Kendre Miller? Ooh, that's a good one.
Ooh,
Kendre Miller is definitely an exciting one this year for a lot of people, especially with what's going on in the Saints. Maker. I am not as bullish on Kendre Miller as Maker is. So
Uh, I mean, I think there's smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire. With the whole rumors. But I seeing his workload increase and that him do well is really good. Charbonnet, however, I
Charbonnet
mean, I'm trying
edges
to.
out Miller when it comes to the attempts, when it comes to percentage, when it comes to the team that he's on. I mean, for me, Charbonnet just seems to have more upside, but you're worried about Calvin Kamara, right? Or Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, if Kamara's gone, then he's gonna get all the workload, and yeah, and the fact that also Kamara's questionable this week. I think the thing is, it depends if you're looking more long term or short term. Short term, I'd definitely say Kendra Miller because if Kamara's out this week, it's going to be a great start. You're going to get a good amount of points this week. Long term, however, like you said, Rue, Charbonnet's on a better team. The Seahawks have been playing pretty well this season. They got like Sam Darnold's playing really well. JSN is great for their offensive line, and um, yeah, I just think that their team's better overall.
Well, there you have it. We have some news though for Alvin Kamara. It seems that he missed practice on Wednesday, so that's a little nod in the cap for Kendre Miller, possibly getting some more time, some more usage with the ball. However, if I'm going off of what I'm seeing right now, it looks like Charbonnet's trending in the right direction, especially with the relationship with Kenneth Walker. There's sort of a more shared relationship, so you know Charbonnet is going to get work. He's like the vegetables. They're going to get you that 7 to 12 points every week, and sometimes that's valuable. Kendre Miller is more of the outside guest, but hey, you got somewhat of an answer there, right? You got your short term and your long term outlook. Hey, and we
Yeah,
got Aiden here. Oh yeah, Maker, you want to add to Kendre Miller or
yeah.
Charbonnet?
Yeah, I just also think that, with Kenneth Walker, he's been getting off and on kind of workloads, like 35% the last week. He had 44 before. It being a downtrend, Charbonnet you'll see, obviously, he makes up for the other percentage. Um, that's where it is a tough decision. Like it's a gamble, really. But yeah, Charbonnet is my pick too.
And there you have it. We got Aiden here. Thanks for dropping in. We love the questions, everybody. I got DK Debo and I got Robinson. Should I trade Go Dirt, Golden, and Zay for BTG and Warren PPR? Okay, whoa, whoa, whoa.
So okay,
I got
DK
Waynedale
Metcalf,
as well.
Debo,
I
Wandale.
like Wandale. Sorry, Maker corrects me that I say his name wrong.
Yeah.
I'm bullish on him with Jackson Dart and Neighbors gone. Should I trade? But he's not
Hmm.
trading him. He's trading Go Dirt, Golden, and Zay Flowers. And Zay Flowers has not been doing so much. Golden
I,
is the racing, and
I
Go Dirt is a tight end that has just been acing it.
if okay, I'm just gonna say it. If
Yeah,
you get that trade, go for it. Like Goder, Golden, and Zay for Brian Thomas and Brian Thomas Jr. and Warren. Warren
yeah,
to me is the better tight end than Goder.
that's
Goder
true.
had a great week this week, so it is great time to trade him. Um, but I know Golden has good upside long term, just because he's a good rookie. He's fast. But Zay is, I feel, the Ravens have been a mess, so I
Yeah,
definitely would trade him
underutilized.
away. Yeah.
And I have Warren, and I could not be happier. So I want you to be happy as well. Definitely scoop up Warren for that trade. Brian Thompson
Yeah.
Jr. Definitely has been getting a lot of volume as well. So I think you're doing well there, especially if you can just play Wayne and BTG. And you got
Um,
DK and Debo. I mean, you're stat. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. We got K Miller or RJ Harvey, Woody Marks or Bam. Is it Bam Knights?
Night.
Should
Yeah,
I
it's Bam
stash?
Night.
I've been holding on to Harvey, but he gets no points in PPR or others. I'm holding on to
Oh,
Marks with you in that I would hold on to Kendre Miller as well. We just got news 2 hours ago that Kamara may not be playing this week, so that makes Kendre Miller a lot more valuable. RJ Harvey or Bam Knight. Bam Knight, I feel, is going to get that Trey Benson work. So that's your vegetables. You're getting between 7 and 12 points. RJ Harvey, do you have thoughts on him?
so like I have RJ Harvey and I've got him as a stash. He has potential long term if Dobbins is ever out, but man, uh,
I'd drop Harvey and Marks out of those four, right?
if you need the point short, if you need points short term, I'd say Bam Knight, but because he has a lot of potential, as you said, without Trey Benson. But uh, Yeah, I'd probably stick with Bam Knight right now if you only have position for one. But I also like the Kendra Miller. Woody Marks hasn't been doing great, so I would probably drop him.
Ah, whoa,
Uh,
whoa, whoa. Let's not drop Woody Marks, all right? Let's, if you got space, hold on to him because, we
um,
don't know yet.
we don't know, but that's just my opinion. My opinion.
There you go. I definitely think Bam Knight is the one to keep on to out of those four, or Kendre Miller. And Kendre Miller is safer for long term. Bam Knight is safer for next week. However, heads up, they're going against Green Bay. Then they've got bye. Then they're on the road. So Bam Knight may be a little bit of a tough play over the next couple weeks, not getting that much points where Kendre Miller is playing at home next week, and Kamara may not be in. Next question, we got Cole Jandruo, and my apologies, I'm terrible at names. Watch me pronounce everyone in the NFL wrong. I was offered Brees Hall for Hampton and Vidal Sassoon. Should I accept? I was offered
No.
Brees Hall for Hampton. Don't give up on Hampton,
Oh,
right?
okay, okay. Look. Hampton's
And
not playing
Vidal
for a
is
while, but Vidal did really well. If they do keep him, I think it's going to be better if you hold on to them. Brees Hall is part of the Jets who've been not doing great, so that means he's going to get less work because they're not winning their matches. Um, I would keep Hampton and Vidal. It's just to me, it's better upside for you, especially if you're trying to play the long game.
well. I also have this sneaky I mean, are they going to keep Brees Hall? Is he going somewhere else? The trade deadline's coming up soon. Uh, yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think the Hampton and Vidal combo is something you should keep and not trade for Brees Hall. Uh, Next question, Joe Swans. What's going on? Thank you for coming by the channel. By the way, we are the Managers Fantasy Football Podcast. Be sure to tune in, like, subscribe, all that good stuff because we're bringing that fantasy football knowledge to you. Full PPR flex, Bill or Scattaboo. Oh, Maker. You know I wouldn't trade you my Scattaboo for Bill. But
Yeah.
Bill is slotted as the number one running back, right? And Scattaboo is still it's uncertain, what's gonna happen with Tyrone Tracy, but I just feel like Scattaboo has got that he's got marketability. They used him so much when Tyrone Tracy was back on the field. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna let you answer that because I'm too bullish on Scatterboom.
No. You're 100% right. Scatabo is way too consistent. I would pick Scatabo or Scatabo, however you say it. Um, the only worry I have with him is when he plays so hard. Like the fantasy footballers say, he is a dog. He runs headfirst into these guys, and I do worry that he's going to get injured one of these days with the way he's playing. Um, whereas I would say Krosky Merritt has some good weeks where he'll just get that burst and he gets you a ton of points, which is great. I love those weeks personally since I have him. Um, but I wish I had Scatterbo.
There you have it. I definitely think Scatabo is the way to go. I definitely think he's got something. The New York Giants are on a bit of a hot streak right now. Jackson Dart, Scatabo, Wandale. I think they may have a shot of getting a couple wins up here, getting some high points. I could definitely see more touchdowns in their future. But Jacory, yeah, it's tough to say. He hasn't got a lot of snap percentage. Have they been sharing it with their back end? Jeremy
Uh,
McNichols?
yeah, McNichols has
Yeah.
been getting work. Um, but Krosky Merritt is their main back currently. The fact that his work usage went up to 66%. last game was really encouraging. I'm happy to see that. Um, but yeah, I think they will always share that kind of workload. Um, but if they keep it up with Krosky Merritt as kind of their RB1, I think he's going to be good for fantasy.
Well, there you have it. Definitely Scatabo. Will you trade? And what's up, Jason Ortiz? Thanks for stepping on in. Would you trade Ladd, Myers, and Swift for his Nico Harrison? Or Nico slash Harrison? Would you trade Ladd Myers? No, I wouldn't trade Jacoby Myers and Swift. Oh, I mean, you're
DeAndre
getting
Swift.
Ladd in there.
Oh man, I think I think you're trading a little too much for that. For Nico Harrison, I would say like Ladd and Swift for Nico Harrison would be a good trade, even though
I mean, why?
Jacoby is
Yeah,
definitely the
Jacoby
weak.
is a nothing burger at this point.
Yeah.
And he just came out with
Um,
a questionable designation that he got injured in his toe. The trending injury of the 2025 NFL season.
you do have to worry that Johnston's will be coming back, and Ladd's probably going to get less targets due to that as well. So Huge will be back. Um, but yeah, with your current lineup with your running backs, Barkley, Kyron are great running backs. Javante's great. Yeah, right. Rico. Oh, you got Rico. Those are
Man.
definitely yeah.
And you got
Um,
you're happy with London's performance last week and pissed if you played Sutton. Cuz I have both of those.
Mike Evans, yeah, and Terry McLaurin. Wow. Yeah, it does feel like Myers is your throwaway. Like
I
Myers
mean,
might.
you're upgrading, right? You're getting Nico, but is Harrison going to get the volume that that you're giving away with Swift? Swift is getting so many touches.
Well,
108 yards
so
last,
so to
and he got 67 receiving yards. I mean, the man got 170 yards last. I mean, he's high trade value. I guess is the best time to trade him.
it really is. That's my thing. Um, and to me, the Washington defense has been a bit battered, so it is fair that he did get a lot of run game. But to me, Harrison is a toughie. Like I don't know why. Well, to me, I wouldn't be targeting Harrison just because I'm not confident in Kyler Murray, and this is coming from someone who has Kyler Murray in a super flex league. Um, Kyler Murray to me is he's so wishy-washy with how well he plays, and if he plays poorly, that means Harrison's not going to get the targets he needs to really be a really good wide receiver. But yeah, Nico is definitely the main one that I would be going for on that one. He's
Yeah,
always great.
if it was me, I would try to trade Ladd Swift for a Nico and then look at a running back. Try to get a decent running back out of there
Well,
because I don't
he's
think
got
Marvin
four.
Harris.
Look at his lineup. He's got Barkley, Kyron, Javante, and Rico Dowdle.
I
He has
mean,
no worry in the world.
Barkley's not giving you very much. Barkley is a good flex right now. He's got Kyron and Javante. I mean,
Rico's like 50-pointer. He got like
yeah, but Rico is now questionable in where his place is going to be because he's got some people coming back. He's got Hubbard coming back. So what is Rico going to be doing next week?
I
And
mean,
you want that
he's
insurance.
not gonna do the 50 point. Just like I knew Krosky Merritt wasn't gonna get another 37 pointer this past week. He's not gonna probably not hit that 50. I'm not gonna say he won't. Um, but there's no mistaking they're gonna want to use him more just because of how popular and how well he played. That's how they usually do it.
I don't see a great reason to get rid of Swift, personally. And Lad is great. Lad is a solid wide receiver. He's young. He's got a great quarterback who loves to throw the ball. I, I just don't see Nico and CJ having. Yeah, I don't know. I would not do the trade if it was me personally. I would just drop Jacoby Myers. Your team's freaking great, dude. And trust me, from somebody who has Jacoby Myers, you don't need him. I've tried to play him and it doesn't work. That's my official stance. Maker says do it or not do it.
Oh, at least for the trade, I'm saying like Lad and Swift for at least Nico. Yeah, I think it's a good trade for you just because you're stacked on running backs right now.
There you have it. And I get it. I'd be pissed with Sutton. It's like, Brewer, what are you doing? Okay, we got Cole. He says I need to figure out my flex. Pick 2 to start. Myers, no. Hunter, maybe. Allen, McLaurin, Vidal, yes. Golden, yes. Wait, there you have it. Golden and Vidal, right?
Actually, I wanted to amend something. If he can trade Swift and Myers for just Nico, I say go for that. If the dude will take
Yeah.
it, do
Yes.
that. I think that's a
That
better
one.
better trade for him.
That's why he's the
Keep
maker of
Lad.
fantasy points.
And
That's
if he turns that down and if you need the trade, I would then come back to him with a counter offer and like modify it slightly. Yeah.
yeah, I would throw Sutton in over Lad. Just saying. Personally, I feel
Uh,
like Sutton still has that allure, but Lad is a safer pick for your floor, in my opinion.
oh yeah, you
All
were
right.
saying the next comment.
Yes, we need to pick 2 to start in a flex here. We got Myers, Hunter. So we got Myers, we got Hunter, we got Allen, we
Mm.
got McLaurin, Vidal, and Golden. And my brain goes to Vidal and Golden.
That's what mine did too, especially with Golden up against Arizona this week. Arizona to me hasn't really been playing the best. I know with Brissett they played really well against the Colts. Um, if I will say if McLaurin is playing this week, watch him. If it looks like he will be playing, because it's Dallas, they're gonna score points. Put him and yeah, Vidal. If they do play Vidal, he's gonna be so good. Um,
Yeah, the thing with going against Dallas is Dallas loves to score points. Dak Prescott's got it with Pickens, and CeeDee Lamb may be coming back, right? And the thing with them is their defense is terrible. So the points come right back the other way. And it's great when you play Dallas because I feel like you're going to get a high scoring point for your offense. So
yeah.
Terry McLaurin officially limited in return to practice. So you don't quite know if he's going to start. I mean, he's been out for the past 3 weeks. What's another week? He could definitely be a watch, wait, and see. Make sure he practices in full tomorrow, or else I would definitely say Vidal and Golden are my picks out of those two. I mean, are you
What's up?
safer with Hunter or Allen than Golden? You would know.
Well,
You've been playing Golden a lot this year.
I wouldn't play Hunter. I would play Golden, as I said before. I think Golden is great for those deep passes. He's been fairly consistent on my whenever I do play him. Last week he played well. Granted, they're up against the Bengals. Uh, I just think he has so much potential for that breakout catch that he can get a bunch of points for you. And that's why I like him. He's just not as consistent as the problem.
Well, there you have it. We've so you would say Vidal and Golden as well, or and watch
If
McLaurin
McLaurin's out,
if McLaurin practices in full on Thursday, McLaurin.
yeah, that's what I would pick.
All right. I love the questions, guys. Okay, Mr. E asks, 10-man PPR starts 7. Have May already. Should I do Hertz, AJ, and Benson for a Dunze? Ooh.
Oh man,
Hertz and AJ Brown
and
and
Benson, that's a
Benson?
lot for
That's a
Dunze.
lot,
But
right?
but he's in a 10-man PPR. Yeah, he's so Jalen's very fairly inconsistent, but I still think he's a good quarterback. Um, and then yeah, AJ Brown hasn't been the best this season,
You
but
talking
man,
Trey Benson?
it's uh yeah, Trey Benson, which he's gonna come
He's
back. It's just gonna be a bit, right?
Is he coming back? I thought he
I mean,
had
I
a
haven't
nice
checked it.
knee.
Well,
Uh, 14 days ago, he was put on IR with no updates. So I
yeah,
guess that doesn't hurt you on your end to give him away. Now, do you trade a
yeah.
QB and
When's he
AJ Brown? And
slated to be out 4 to 6 weeks? Was the last update I see. Yeah, like
I, I like AJ Brown personally. He's like your vegetables, right? He's going to get you what you need. But the Eagles are a team where they pass it around, and that damn tush push gets Jalen Hurts the freaking touchdowns. So it's hard to say that
it's just
Jalen Hurts is somebody you should even give away for Roma Doomsday. I mean, just that
I mean,
play alone guarantees all these touchdowns for him.
Odunze is, I would say, a top 12 wide receiver, at least currently. He didn't do so. Right now would be the time to try and grab him. Because he didn't do the numbers that at least I was hoping that he'd get. Um, uh, I mean, yeah, if you have Drake May's looking great. The only worry I have, because I had Drake May last season, he did get injured a couple times. He got knocked out a couple times, and I worry because he likes to run, he could get injured, and he could be a potential danger because if you're without Jalen Hurts, it might be tough for you because
I would
you do
say
want that
look
backup
at
QB.
look at your team record. You're at the halfway point this year. Do you want to risk it? Then risk it, grab a Dunze, get those points up because the ceiling is much higher when you go the Adunze route. I'd say if you're locked in right now, you got a comfortable lead, don't do crazy things like this. Keep Jalen Hurts in because he's making you points, and AJ Brown, he's getting you those vegetables. That would be my perspective on this. You could just switch between Jalen and Drake May when you want. Just keep that lead.
I think it's a good idea to try and get Odunze. Just, I know to me, if I drafted AJ Brown, it'd be a pill to swallow. Because I know you probably drafted him pretty highly. Um, yeah, and I don't think that they would take it for AJ Brown and Benson, especially with Benson out for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Oh, probably the next 4 weeks. My bad. It's a tough one. I would see what else you could trade, or if you pick up a nice pick on the waiver wire, maybe throw in something.
A little booty.
But I wouldn't get rid of Jalen Hurts unless I got maybe a Hurts for a Dunze. Like I would maybe do that. That I think would be a better trade than just getting rid of AJ Brown and Benson. But it depends on, obviously who that team is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I think I would have to go on my record, but there's our perspectives from the managers. Corey Prod says, I trade George Pickens and Brock Bowers for Terry McLaurin. Did I win that or nah? I'm strong on George Pickens,
Oh,
and
oh, uh, oh, why? I mean, CeeDee Lamb's coming back, so, but man, once Bowers
I
is back, Bowers is so good.
yeah, but Bowers is. I feel like he's hurt, like pretty bad. I mean, they have him come out there and play. He's just not the same as he was last year. Um, but
I
yeah,
think he's still a great tight end. I
he's
would say
getting.
you might have lost on that one because I do think Pickens at least is a solid little flex wide receiver, and uh, Bowers is Bowers. He's good. Um, and then to me,
Bauer's officially a
McLaurin,
non-participant on Wednesday. He is
yeah,
expected to come back week 9 after a bye week, so there is that. Um,
he
and
would be
Bowers
out
is a
with him
beast
for
when
two
he's on the
weeks.
field, if he is on the field. So,
I
hey,
would
George Pickens
I
is
was gonna
just, it's tough.
yeah I was gonna say if you're losing the league, then I'd be like I understand you're in a tough spot. You need players, and McLaurin coming back. Their matchup's great this week, and if he plays, it will be good for you this week and like, potentially give you a win. So I totally understand.
All right. Now we have Cole Jandrew says, all right, thanks guys for the advice. I'll probably hold on to Hampton. If Brees gets traded to the Chiefs, I'm gonna be pissed. Yeah, but see, the Chiefs coaching staff doesn't like to run the ball. Like their running options are far and few between. You can see it in Pachenko, is it right there, and Hunt. They are not their main go-to for offensive strategy. It's mostly Mahomes throwing the ball. I feel like the Chiefs are just not a run-first team. So even if Brees Hall does go over there, I just don't see the work being super huge, and I think you'll still be happy with Hampton come if you need to win those last 3 weeks of your season.
I think Brees Hall would be good with the Chiefs. It's just it's a tough because like Mahomes does like to run every once in a while. You know, he gets a good 30, 40 yards, probably average per game, and so like you're splitting work with the quarterback. You know, they'll obviously want to maybe split Brees Hall with someone else, Kareem Hunt, or maybe sometimes they'll throw in Brashard Smith, give him a little bit of experience. So I think even with that trade, I think you'll be happier with Hampton and Vidal. Yeah.
Plus, I use Vidal in my hair. All right. We have next one on the list. Braided. What's going on? Welcome to the chat. Should I be concerned with Achan against the Browns? I've got Dobbins free now with Rice replacing him in the flex. So should I be concerned with Achan? He's going up
It's
against the
the
Browns, and the
Browns.
Browns are a tough defense.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, when it comes to stopping the run, they are third in the league.
Yeah. They've been
Uh,
shutting people down, like especially earlier this season. Um, it's a tough one. Because
it's got
Achan, the thing is, Achan's got passing game. So, like, even if he struggles with the run, I do think he's going to get some yardage on the short passes. Maybe even a breakout. He's. I don't think he's as good as like Bijan with the breakout where we saw him this past week, but he still has a good upside with HN. I like him over Dobbins personally.
Yeah, Dobbins is going up against the Giants, which are actually ninth in the league against rushing yards. But J.K. Dobbins does not get as much volume, I would definitely say, as Achan. So, um, yeah, it's tough. I am concerned with Achan against the Browns. I would say that.
Mm.
And Rashid Rice now replacing him in the flex. You've got Dobbins free. I'd still probably go Achan over Dobbins though. Yeah. Yeah, I would go Achan over Dobbins. That is my final answer. Even though the matchup is a bit tougher, I just feel as if he will get more attempts, more work, more chances at an opportunity, more yards per carry. The recipe's there for HN to do more than a Dobbins versus the New York Giants, which honestly I feel like they're gonna start throwing against each other. Jackson Dart is an animal. Bo Nix has got something to prove. Why is he here? He's got to do some good stuff now. Um, I see it, and he's going to be at home. So,
Yeah.
thanks, appreciate it. Mr. E says I tried to do Hertz and Brown earlier, and I got vetoed since my friends are weird. Trust me, we have those types of people in our league. I'm looking at you, Callie. I'm looking at you, Achan, for Bryce Young. Yeah,
Or
that
not
happened.
HM for Bryce
Sorry.
Young. It was ETN for
ETN.
Bryce Young.
ETN for Bryce
Why?
Young.
Why?
Yeah. So sorry, my friends are weird, so I gotta add something, aka Benson. I don't think I'm throwing too much away with that since I got CMC and Gibbs.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you got
Who
some good
else
running back.
drafted in your team? Was anyone present on draft day?
I think he
CMC
said it was a
and
10
Gibbs?
man. So yeah, with only 10 people, it's you can get some good players.
Damn. Damn, that's
Yeah.
a damn good lineup. Um,
Yeah, that sucks though. Yeah. I think like as you said, Hurts and Brown would have been a good trade. Um but hey, the commish can be the commish, you know.
all right, we got Parayako. He is asking, or she, trade Bucky or Jaunty for Javante. I'm 6-0, GG's by the way, and also have Rashard White.
Oh man.
Oh, well, I
I
know how Maker feels about Bucky. You're gonna say hold on to Bucky,
uh
and
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think you
keep
should let
Bucky.
go of Jaunty either for
Or
Javante.
yeah, Genty's good.
Yeah.
Um but Javante has been playing well. Um
He says,
the only
hey,
word
that's funny.
was
Mr. E, you're funny. I'll get to his comment later. We're on this one, but he made me laugh. Hey,
You are the commission.
I'd advise keeping Bucky and Jaunty. I'm saying his name wrong.
Yeah,
For
you are.
Javante.
But it's I mean, I would debate uh, Genty for Javante. I think that is a close trade, but I would keep Irving just because I think when he's back, like if he's back week 8, he's just such a good weapon to have on your fantasy team. Like whenever I do have him, I just get so many points. It's great.
Yeah, Jaunty for Williams could be a good move. Javante seems to get a lot of touchdown work. And for a running back, that's very
Yeah.
important, especially when there's plays designed for him to get into that end zone. Ashton, there's been some growing pains. He's also got a quarterback, Gino. He's also on a team that's, doing worse than Dallas. So,
Oh, so
what do
I
you think?
also wanted to bring in something. Another thing is I think the Raiders are a worse team than Dallas. Dallas will probably fight for their spot. So I think Javante might be the better play here in the long run. Um,
Yeah,
so that's
so
that's just me.
I would be Crow getting Javonte Williams for Ashton.
You've also got some tougher matchups coming up here. You know, Genty's up against the Chiefs, Jacksonville, Broncos. Dallas is going to be a great game for him, but then you got the Browns, which will be a tough matchup. Philly on week 15. So if you're like us and you have playoffs starting week 15, Genty might have a tougher time. Shoot, I don't have Javante, so let me see his lineup. Let me double check.
Yeah, he's got Washington, Denver. Those are both.
Arizona. Arizona's a great one to have
Yeah.
against the run there.
Then you got a bye. You got a good week with the Raiders, and then you got tough matchups till the end of the season.
That is a tough one too. Late game, yet Chiefs, Lions. At the beginning of the season, the Lions were definitely getting run on pretty well. And then Vikings, and then Chargers and Washington for week 16 and 17. If you're doing great, I mean, if you can win week 15 and you're in the playoffs, week 16 and 17 is going to be great for Javonte. Because I think Chargers are going to be a good one for him. Same with Washington. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah. All right. So yes on Javonte for Ashton. I'm gonna say yes. Maker is
yeah. Genty for Javonte. That is my
also
final answer.
You're 6-0. You're 6-0. You're eating well right now. Damn you. I wish I was 6-0. All right, we have the next question in. Braided, I hope so. Sutton is starting for me this week. Me and you both. So every time Sutton gets a point, I'm gonna be like, yes, Braided, we're doing it. We're doing it together. We got Mr. E. I traded Tet, ETN, and Rico. You traded Rico yesterday for Gibbs. And the other team had Ibuka and Marv injured.
I think that's a good
ETN
trade.
and Rico. I'd get Rico is going to be sharing, but he's coming off of massive, huge things. ETN is also a starting running back. He's going to get work. All for Gibbs? And
I think if your wide receivers are good, I think McMillan is a great receiver, but ETN and Rico for Gibbs, I think, is a good trade. You're on the high end with Rico, Dowdle, or with Dowdle scoring so many points this past week. So it is. I do think it's good to trade him now while his value's high, and to get Gibbs, which is arguably was he number one running back last year? Like he's a fantastic player. So I can understand that trade.
Well, there you have it. I'm a leave that to the maker of fantasy points. I'm sure he's got it all figured out in his head that Gibbs is going to be a trajectory that if you have a lot of extra players and you're looking for one spot to excel, that's where I see that trade making a lot of sense. Mr. E says I am the commish, and he has an emoji.
So is the other. Everybody's telling him he's getting too big. I think that's the problem why your trade didn't get accepted.
Yeah, listen, people like to turn against the commissioner. I understand that. We have a Prayenko says, yeah, I want to keep Bucky, but I'm definitely considered Ashton for Javonte. All right, mostly because the offenses are so bad on one side and so good for another, and that's really where it comes down to who's going to get the opportunity to get into the end zone more, who's going to get the script really to get there, and Dallas moves the ball. You can't ignore that.
Yeah, they do.
Mostly because the offense are so bad. Yeah, okay. And then we got Kynan. Should I play Kendrick Bourne or MHJ. I guess that's Marvin Harrison Jr. And this is going to be our last question for the night. My wife is pulling me off the stage. But guys, this has been fantastic. I didn't expect this when we started up the stream today, but I love this forum. I love getting it straight to the people and figuring it out along with you. So we're gonna figure out Kendrick Bourne or Marvin Harrison Jr. Instinctually, I want to go with Bourne, but what are your thoughts here?
So the thing is, if Juwan Jennings plays, which I believe he's trending towards playing, um, he got a limited session in today. I just checked. If Juwan Jennings plays, it means Bourne's gonna get less targets. He's gonna be splitting it with Jennings, who is a good player.
Right, and the thing with Bourne is he had a chemistry with Mac Jones, right? That's why they were really getting the ball off to him as much as possible. And people are worried that if Mac Jones goes away, Brock Purdy comes back in, is that chemistry really going to go away? This is quite the performance from Kendrick Bourne. Can he do it 3 weeks in a row? I think that's what everybody's wondering.
So, if it were me, oh man, I think
Bourne.
the Arizona.
I do. My pick
I'm
is Bourne. I'm waiting for Maker.
I'm gonna differ on you. I think Marvin Harrison, despite me not being a huge fan of him, because this is what it's going to determine. If Pearsall and Juwan Jennings both play this week, I would easily pick Bourne. But if they do play, I would say, or even if Juwan plays, I'm leaning towards Marvin Harrison just because it is a tough matchup. I don't think Harrison is going to get the big catches because I think that if Kyler Murray plays, they're going to be pressured a lot with Green Bay, and which means you're probably going to get a couple, like some small passes. I think he's going to do I don't think he's going to do amazing, Marvin Harrison Jr., but I think he's going to get points, and I think that's the important thing. Rather than taking a gamble that Juwan Jennings doesn't steal the thunder from Kendrick Bourne.
Do you play do you play Harrison regardless of the quarterback then? Because Brissett did so well last week? That doesn't affect anything?
I'd be more confident if Brissett played.
Wow.
Well, I'm just not a fan. Kyler has disappointed me too much. The only worry I have is Brissett didn't really throw that much to Marvin Harrison, so
you know the real reason why Murray is questionable. Battlefield 6.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he loves his shooters.
Well, that's what we have. We're going to end on a split decision, but the managers say make sure you check the starting lineup. We're definitely saying if there are other people playing on the 49ers that may eat into Bourne's share, you may want to reconsider Bourne. Otherwise, Harrison is a good pick, and he's even better if Brissett is in. I want to thank everybody for participating in chat, coming out to the manager's show. Honestly, a lot of fun chatting with all of you guys. I hope you like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. We'll be back giving you more start-sit advice, helping you with your lineup, and getting you to the top of your league. That's right. I want everybody to be 6-0. Because that's the place to be. And you're only going to get there if you follow and listen to the managers. All right. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Later.
This has been the managers.
See you next time.
That's a creepy AI.
Thanks for tuning in.
Sorry.